Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to this has to be day number 3, week 8, fall 2024 of our Journey Together. That's day number 3, week 8, fall 2024 of our Journey Together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this afternoon's classes. All right, let's begin. We continue so for today, we're going to be doing math and then English for those persons who don't know the schedule as yet. My name is Mr. Petit. Today is Wednesday. That's Wednesday, the 23rd of October. Anyone is on midterm break yet, or your midterm break hasn't started yet?
I am on a midterm break.
Tomorrow and on Friday.
Okay.
I start on Friday and Monday.
Friday and Monday. Okay. So
midterm break started.
anyone with midterm break is already over? Because some people midterm break.
Me, Harmony.
Harmony, your midterm break is already over.
Mine just started.
Yours just started. Okay.
Mine starts from yesterday.
Yours start from yesterday. Okay. So we continue classes over the midterm break, which means that we have classes tomorrow, which is Thursday. And then we start back again on Monday. So just bear that in mind. I don't know what part this is. This is what, geometry part what? 5?
Five.
Yeah, 5. Thank you. All right, so so geometry, it's pretty easy, right? Pretty straightforward for the most part.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all right, so let's go over our rules. Let's go over our rules. So the rule states that I don't want you to write over the rules again, but I just want us to go over it. The rules state that angles in a triangle add up to what? Angles in a triangle add up to what?
180.
180 degrees. We know that angles on a straight line at a common point add up to what? 180 degrees as well. We know that the angles inside of a quadrilateral
360.
360, and the quadrilateral is 360. All right.
Oh, you should go smell the room. Trust me, you should go smell the room.
So angles in a quadrilateral is 360. And what else did we do? We said that
the
vertically opposite angles.
Yeah.
Vertically opposite angles are equal. So that means that these two should be equal to each other. We only did 4. Did we do any more?
We were supposed to do angles around a point.
So we only did 4 of these?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now we're gonna do angles. The one that Sashanik rushing me to do. Geometry part, geometry rule number 4. Wait, number 5, right? This have to be the 5th rule. Okay, so the rule states that angles around the point adds up to what? Anyone know? Oh, this is the time when we always do this. What y'all think it is? Angles around the point add up to what?
360 degrees.
360. Anyone else have any ideas? Wait, let me open the chat for y'all, the answer in the chat. Let's enable the chat for you. Okay, go ahead. Put what you think it is inside the chat. Angles around the point add up to what? Angles around the point add up to what? All right. Put your answer inside the chat for me, please. Angles around the point add up to what? Again, angles around the point add up to what exactly? Please write this down. Make sure write this down. If you're unable to speak, just make sure you raise your hand so I can unmute your mic if you're unable to speak. All right. But angles, good afternoon. But angles around the point. Good afternoon. Angles around the point add up to what? Let me see what you're putting inside the chat. Maybe 360, 180. And anyone? Okay, I seen. Okay, 180, 360. Angles around a point. What do they add up to? Kanan, you have any idea?
Can I say the answer?
Go ahead, Harmony. What do you think?
360 degrees.
360 degrees. Anyone else want to try? Angles around a point. Add up to, I'm seeing in the chat mostly. Michael says this, Mike is 182. Adrian, you think it's 270? That's Adrian. Adrian. Where's Adrian? Adrian, I can't hear you. Can y'all hear him?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, I can't hear him either. Eronique Burrows, what do you think? Angles around the point add up to what? Eronique Burrows, what do you think? Where's Eronique Burrows? I don't know if she can hear me. Eronique? Donica Martin, can you hear me? Where's Donica Martin? Yes.
Is the answer 360?
Jefton, you think it's 360? How many persons think it's 360? Let me hear you. If you think it's 360.
Yes, sir.
How many persons think it's 180? How many persons think it's 180?
Me.
Okay. So the actual answer is angles around the point add up to, this is around the point, not on a straight line. Angles around the point add up to 360 degrees. Because it's a full what?
Circle.
It's a full revolution, complete circle, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's this one. So let's do that. So let's do this particular question. I want the instructions are, let me put the instructions for this. The instructions are the following. I want us to find the missing angle. Find the missing angle. All right, that's the instructions. Find the missing angle. We're gonna have, we don't need a lot of examples for this one because it's not easy. This is not difficult. This reminds me of this reminds me of angles on a in a quadrilateral, right? Because angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees as well, right? That's what this reminds me of. And so you have this image. Let's call this number 1. Any ideas on how we're gonna solve for x? Any ideas on how we're gonna solve?
Go on that.
Yes, draw this to me, please. Make sure draw this diagram. Any ideas on how we're gonna solve for x? We
We're
know.
gonna add up all the numbers and then take it away from 360.
Do we agree with her? She's saying add up all the numbers and then subtract it from 360.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So we have is add. What his name is? Ahmad and Antio, y'all there? As Ahmad and Antio. 45 degrees plus 75 degrees. Plus what? 160 degrees. And so when we add them all up, what y'all got when y'all add them up?
280.
280 flat, like just,
Yes, sir.
okay, so let's see. So we have 5 plus 5, and 5 plus 5 is what? 10. We put the 0 down, we put the 1 above, right? And then we have 7 plus 4 is what? That's 11, because 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus 1 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. Put the 8 down, put the 1 up. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Is that an objective statement or is that a subjective statement?
Objective.
1 plus 1 is 2. Is that objective or subjective?
Objective.
Objective, because it's a fact, right? All right, so this is going to be 280. And that's our final answer, right? We done, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
What you mean?
You have to subtract.
Very good. We have to subtract. What are we going to use in our subtraction?
360.
360.
Minus
Minus what?
280.
Minus 280.
280.
Very good. Why 360 in this case?
Because
all the
around the
numbers
point
add up to
add up to
360.
360 degrees.
Very good. So 360 minus 280. Did anyone else already done it?
70.
You already-
Yes, sir. Answer
Yes, sir.
What y'all got?
Answer 70.
Y'all got 70 when y'all do it? Okay, so we have 360 minus minus 280. You got 80.
I got 80.
Got 80. Okay. Okay, some people got 80, some people got 70. Let's settle this. 0 minus 0 is 0.
0.
Yeah, it's 80.
And then you have to borrow.
Yeah, we borrow. This becomes what?
And then there's 60.
16. 16 minus 8 is
7.
16 minus 8 is 16 minus 8 is
8.
8. 2 minus 2 is 0.
0.
Sasha, Nick, what happened to your mic? What happened to your mic? Hey, Sasha, Nick.
No, sir. I'm writing my end of shift report. All right. All right, so do we understand how we got 80? How many of y'all understand how we got 80?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
x is equal to what?
80.
X equal to 80 degrees. All right. Now, why is that the case? Remember the rule. The rule says that angles around a point. So here's the point, right? Here's the point, right? Angles around the point, right? Around the point must add up to 360 degrees. And that makes sense because we're looking at one revolution, one complete turn. They must add up to 100. They must add up to 360 degrees. All right, do we understand how we got this answer? Do y'all understand this? I mean,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, perfect. Let's do another one. Let's do another example. So we're gonna draw this. How does your drawing look? Does it look as neat as mine?
Yes, sir.
How does your drawing look?
No, sir.
How does your drawing look?
Not
Getting
sure.
there, getting better and better every day.
Getting better and better every day. That's what I like to hear.
Even better.
Even better than mine. All right. That's good. Okay, so let's move on to another one. I like this one. This one is a good one. I have to draw it properly though, but it's a good one to try. I hope y'all get this. I don't want to confuse you, but I hope y'all can get this one. So let me move this. We kind of fix it for you. All right, so we're gonna call this number, and let me move this rule. And I'm going to put this above. Can I? Yes, I can. So I'm not gonna put it too high.
but I want to finish this diagram. This is going to be, we should extend this, right? So let's extend this so that we have a good line, a sensible line. All right, that should be good enough. And yeah, so waiting up a little bit. And good. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this one. How are we gonna figure out what X is? What are we gonna do?
Add 130 degrees.
Find the
plus
value.
80 degrees.
You're
Add,
gonna add up 81 and
81, 81 and 1/3.
30.
Okay, and then
Then you
The
gonna
90-degree angle.
Plus 90.
60.
and then subtract. So add, okay, I understand. So you're saying add 81
130
and
and 81
130 and then subtract that from 360, right?
from 360, and then when you get the answer,
You
divide
have to
by
add the 90 with that also.
What 90 you
Because
talking about?
that's a 90 degree, and that looks like a 90-degree angle, isn't it? Correct. Because of the box.
I don't know what y'all talking about. All I see is 81
Mr.
and
Petit,
Next to
you
81,
and 130.
the symbol means
yes,
90
right
degrees.
there.
Yeah, all I see is 81.
20.
All I see is 81 and 130 and
Mr. Petit, do you need my glasses? Really?
Mr. Petit, I know what you're doing.
He being tricky.
all right, so y'all saying that what does box mean? What y'all saying about this box? What does box mean?
90-degree angle.
That means 90
It's a
degrees.
90-degree angle.
It's a 90-degree angle. So now this is very important because in the exam they're not gonna put the angle there, you know. They're just gonna put this box right there. And so you have to know that the box mean what? 90 degrees. All right. And so now we can get to work and we can add it up. So we're gonna add what? We're gonna add 90 degrees. We got the 90 because of the box here. So the box means 90 degrees plus what? 81.
Plus 81.
That's 81 degrees plus
130.
130.
degrees,
130 degrees.
which is 301 degrees.
What y'all got when y'all add them together?
301.
And
301. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So y'all sure this time because last time
Yes, sir.
we had some problems. 90, 81, and what? 130.
Yes, sir.
What y'all say y'all answers?
301.
301.
Okay, so let's add. This is 0 plus 1 plus 0 is 1. 9 plus 18, sorry, 9 plus 8 is 17. 17 plus 3 is
20.
20. Put the 0 down, put the 2 up. 2 plus 1 is 3.
3.
So that means that our answer is what?
301.
301. 301 degrees. Okay. And
Then you
so
have to subtract.
we're done, right? We're done. Our answer is
No,
301.
sir. No, sir.
What
No,
else?
sir.
What else
You
do I
have
need?
to
Subtract.
subtract. You
You
have
need
to
to
subtract
subtract.
360 minus 301 degrees.
301.
And you
Very good. I need to
get
subtract. So I'm gonna subtract. So I'm gonna take 180 minus 301, right?
no, sir.
360.
360.
Why we're not using 180 no more? And yesterday we was using 180. So why we're not using
Yes, sir,
Because
180?
this is a
Yes, sir,
full,
but it's not
this
all
is
those add
around
together with
the,
220.
fully around the point.
Exactly.
So it's 360 now.
Very good. Because angles around the point. Angles around the point
Or 360 degrees.
add up to 360 degrees. It's a full revolution. So complete turn. So it's gonna be 360 degrees. 360 degrees minus 301. Anyone got a final answer? Anyone? What y'all got?
Yes, sir.
59.
Yes, I got 59 degrees.
59 degrees.
59 degrees.
59.
59. So 360 minus 301. 0 minus 1, we can't do that, right? So we have to borrow, this becomes 5. And this becomes 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. 5 minus 0 is 5. 3 minus 3 is 0. So this is going to be what?
59 degrees.
59 degrees. And so that means that x is equal to
59 degrees.
x is equal to 59 degrees. Let me know if you understand how I got 59, please. Let me know if you understand.
I
how got
understand.
59 degrees. Again, let me know if you understand.
I understand. It's
Okay.
Mateen, I have to go.
All right. Put someone, 1 second. Put I in the chat if you understand. Put I in the chat if you understand. Put
Mr.
N.
Mateen, I have to go.
Yeah,
I'm
no
doing
problem.
my work.
All right, Joel. Put N in the chat if you do not understand. Put I if you understand. Put N if you do not understand. Someone say they have a question.
Very.
Go ahead.
You see how X and 81 vertically opposite? Like the count is at the end vertically opposite on.
Oh, that's a good question. For this one, if you look carefully, they're not exactly vertically opposite. Like they're close, but they're not exactly, right? If you look at it carefully, like it's kind of off. So no, they're not exactly vertically opposite. So that's why I wouldn't. Yeah, you see it, right? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. But that's a good point you raised there. I didn't even see that. Put I inside the chat if you understand. Put N if you do not understand. What I need you all to do is I need you to take a picture of this work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Everyone should be doing this, please. Some people are not sending in their work. Where's Ricardo? Ricardo? Where's Ricardo? Ricardo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ricardo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why are you not sending in your work? What's happening?
I didn't get a chance to yet.
What do you mean you didn't get a chance to yet?
When I come to work, I don't have a phone to send you to work.
What happened to your phone? You was using the phone at the beginning of the class.
Pardon?
What happened to your phone?
That was my phone, my mommy phone.
That was your mommy phone? So you don't have a phone right now to send the work?
Pardon?
You don't have a phone right now to send the work?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
So take a picture of your work and send it to me.
Okay.
And it's not okay. It's either yes or no, sir.
Yes, sir.
But Ricardo, you must send your work every night. I haven't seen your pictures of your work. Do you even take the notes?
Yes, sir.
So you have to send in the work. Don't just send in what we have right now. Send also the ones that you didn't send before.
Pardon?
Don't just send tonight's work. Send also the ones that you missed, because I don't have the rest of them.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That goes for everyone. Please take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Everyone need to do that, especially my boys. You all do not send in your work. Dave Griffin, where's Dave? Dave, are you here?
As of.
Are you writing this down?
No, sir, I'm doing what you told me to do.
You didn't finish all of it yet?
No, sir.
What one you on?
I'm on number, it's like 9 of them, so I'm on number 7.
The 7th one, okay, yeah. Make sure I write all of the questions and the working down. I saw the ones you sent me.
Yes, sir.
Do it just like that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead, Xavier.
My phone is actually dead. Is it okay if I send everything after class?
You need to charge your phone.
Yes, sir.
Miller, you have to charge your phone. Make sure charge your phone. You know you have class in the evenings. Make sure charge your phone. Go ahead and take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone to do that for me. Yes, Sasha.
I am going to take the elevator. The phone will disconnect. I'll come right back in. In addition to that, Lamar has BU practice until 7, so you'll fall right into place at 7 o'clock.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need your work. Kanan, did you send in your work? Where's Kanan?
Excuse me, Mr. Fatigue.
Go ahead.
I have to leave for a second, but I'll be back.
Okay,
Just
no problem.
Jerusalem.
All right, no problem. Where's
All right,
Kanan?
thank you.
Kanan, where's Kanan? I can't have from Kanan. Alea, did you send in your work?
Yes, sir.
And Danielle Curry, did you send in your work? Okay, and Cameron? Where's Cameron? Cameron?
Yes, sir.
Did you send in your work?
Today? No, sir.
What you waiting on? Take a picture of your work and send it to me.
I still writing it down.
Okay.
Yes,
The
sir.
rest of you, where's Max and Miles? Can you let me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y'all need to take a picture of your work and send it to
I've
me
already sent it.
also. You ready to do that? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move on from this because we have to do another. I don't know what this is. I do not know who you are. Let's move on from this. All right, let's go ahead and move on from this. Okay, so let's do some examples. Well, we already did our examples. Let's do the grade exercise. So the grade exercise should not be difficult. Should be very straightforward. Again, we're looking at angles around a point and we're trying to find the value of x.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Cash, you sent in your work?
Yes, I did, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, so I'm gonna put 2 on the screen for you. Only 4 we're gonna do. You do not have to write this down. All you gotta do is answer them inside of you and in the chat for me so that we wouldn't take too long on these. This is grade exercise number 1. Again, the goal is to find the missing angle. That's the goal, find the missing angle. So I want us to find the missing angle for these two. The numbers are 66 and 223. And let's do 1 or 2 interesting ones. Find the missing angle. Again, put your answer inside the chat for me, please. Put your answer inside the chat.
Up a little more, please. I cannot see them.
Okay, give me 1 moment. I'm still putting them on the screen, and then I'm gonna enlarge it. All right. Again, answer this inside of the chat.
Thank you.
Again, make sure answer this inside of the chat for me. Okay, okie dokie. All right. Okay, good. All right, let me see if y'all could see this. Let me enlarge it. Can y'all see it now? Let me know if you could see it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's number 3. This is number 4. In each case, all we need to do is find the value of x as we're trying to determine. Tiffany, what number you on?
You just open it up so I on one.
Number 1, that's no problem. Antoine, what number you on?
I on number 1 too.
Number 1, and where's Aiden? Aiden?
We draw these in our
Yeah.
box.
No, you don't draw. Just put the answer inside the chat. You're not drawing
Okay,
them.
so
Aiden, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
On number 3.
Okay, and why is there echo? Is Aiden? Is it like 2 people in the?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't understand why you have an echo. Brianna Moss, what number you on? Brianna Moss,
Three.
what number you on?
Number 3. Number 3.
Number 3, okay. And Jamal Flowers, what number you on? Jamal Flowers, what number you on? Jamal Flowers, can you hear me? I can't hear from Jamal. Ren, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Where's Aiden Bethel? Is Aiden Bethel there? Aiden Bethel, can you hear me? Can't hear from Aiden. Andrea Barnaby, what number you on? Andrea Barnaby, what number you on?
I'm finishing up number 9.
I can't hear you. Finish your number what?
Number 4.
Number 4. All right, Alandra Parker, what number you on?
I'm finished.
Is there anyone else who's finished like her? Is there anyone else who's finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right then. So let's go ahead and do number 1. For number 1 is pretty easy, right? What do we have to do for number 1? X is equal to what? X is equal to what? For number 1.
66.
No, how do you get your answer?
Oh, you add 66 plus 66.
No.
No.
You just subtract. You just subtract.
You subtract 66 by 360 and that equals
Who's that speaking?
294. Samai with a Y.
Samaya with a Y, okay. Yeah.
294.
So you just subtract 360 minus 66. Because it's only one angle, right? So you subtract 360 minus 66. And when we subtract them, what do we get?
294.
10 minus 6 is what? 4. This is going to be what? I guess 5. We borrow this. This becomes 2. And we have 15 minus 6 is, what is 15 minus 6? That's what? 15, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
9.
13, 14, 15. That is 9. Yeah, 9 plus 6. And then this is going to be 2. So the answer is
94.
194. How many persons got this for number 1? I don't know if you got that for number 1.
I did.
I got that.
And number 2, what you got for number 2? Number 2, what y'all got?
Same way. 137.
360. 360 minus what?
I get 137 as the answer.
360 minus 223. So X is equal to what?
137.
137 degrees.
So this is 360 minus 223, 137 degrees, right? Anyone else got number 1 and number 2 right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got that wrong.
All right. Okay, now for number 3. Number 3 is a bit different, right? What are we gonna do for number 3?
Gonna add up all of them and then take it away from 360.
Add all of them, then subtract them by 360.
Yeah, add all up. So we have 22 plus 73. So 22 plus what? 73 plus what? 125.
7, 8, 9, 10.
That gives you what?
8, 9,
When you
10.
add them together, that gives you what?
220.
220.
220.
220. And then we say that x is gonna be equal to what?
140.
How do you get 140?
When you take that away from 360.
So 360 minus 220. Because angles around a point add up to 360. So we subtract from we subtract using 360. So that's
140.
Hello.
yes.
Ernie, it's not working right now. She get code.
She got kicked out. Okay. You say internet, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be 140. Anyone got number 3 right? I mean, if you got number 3 right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I did.
Yes, I got all right so far.
Okay. All right. And then finally we have number 4. Number 4 we have to add, we have to add 75 and 171. It's gonna be 75 plus what?
171.
171
equals 246.
So that's 75 plus 171. I got 246. Like
Yes.
Ms. Morris said, 246. Ha ha ha, that's like even numbers. 246. And then for x, it's gonna be equal to what?
140 minus 146.
360.
So 360 minus what?
246.
Minus
Give
246.
you 114.
And that equals to
114.
360
114.
minus 246, 114. So x is equal to 144. 114. Anyone got all right? All 4 right? Let me know if you got all the 4 right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I did.
All right.
Yes, sir. I do.
Me.
Very good. Okay, good. So is this clear? Or I need to explain this? Y'all understand how I got this?
I understand it.
You understand?
I understand. I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay,
I understand.
that's good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is Damari, where's Damari?
Yes, sir.
Did you send the notes from the first slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you understand how we got these answers?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Brianna Moss? Do you understand how we got this?
Yes, sir.
Azaria Cash, do you understand how we got this? Where's Azaria?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next rule. Okay, yeah, let's move on to the next rule. Let me, you're gonna see the screen blinking. That's me taking attendance. So, where is Cordell Pratt? Cordell Pratt, are you there? Did you get any of these right? Did you get any of these right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Patrick, did you get any of these right?
Yes, I got all right.
You got all right. Okay, so that means you understand how we got it, right?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Okay, so let's move on to the next rule. So we already know that, let me go on to the next rule. Let's cancel that to keep. So what we know already. So we already know that, I am sorry. We already know that, you don't have to write this down. I'm just going over the rules. We already know that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. We already know that. We already know that angles on a straight line at a common point add up to 180 degrees. We already know that angles in a quadrilateral is what?
360.
360 degrees.
360
Oh, no.
degrees. And we already know,
I can't see the screen.
you can't see the screen. Who's that speaking? If you can't see the screen, log out and come back in because the screen is sharing. We already know that vertically opposite angles are
Equal.
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 And we just learned in number 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We just learned in the 5th rule that angles around the point.
Excuse me, Mr. D, can I be excused to the bottom list?
Yes, we can. We learned that angles around the points add up to what?
360 degrees.
Yeah, 360 degrees.
360 degrees. Okay.
360.
Now what we're gonna learn is we're gonna learn about let's talk about when we have alternate angles. So you can call this geometry rule number 6. So please write this down. You're gonna need to write this down. So geometry rule, geometry rule number 6. Alternate angles. Again, sometimes people call it alternate interior angles, but alternate angles are blank. What do you think it is? Is it they are
Equal? 70?
70, 80, 90, 180,
Equal?
360?
Equal.
What do you think it is? Alternate angles are what? Are parallel? Are they perpendicular? Are they intersecting? What do we know about alternate angles? Put what you think in the chat. What do you think goes at the end for the end of this? Is it 180 to 260, 270? Is it perpendicular, parallel, opposite? What do you think goes in it? Answer inside the chat. Answer inside the chat. Alternate angles are what? You think they're opposite? Okay. Put inside the chat for me, please. What do we know about alternate angles? I only see a few persons answering. What do we know about alternate angles? Don't be afraid to answer in the chat.
I think they're opposite.
You think they're opposite? Okay.
Yes, and they're equal too.
You think they're opposite?
Opposite and equal.
Okay, so
Opposite and then they're the same. Sorry.
opposite and they're the same. Sound like vertically opposite angles. We ain't in vertically opposite angles no more. You know? We are on alternate angles.
Okay.
I think there are more than 180 degrees, but less than 360.
Who said that?
Nika?
Nika, you think they are more than 180 but less than 360?
Yes, sir.
Do we agree with her on that?
So you show your reaction, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I think
Not sure.
not sure.
I think alternate angles are equal,
Think they're
depending on how they depending on where they are on the lines. I think they should be equal.
they're equal depending on where they are on the line? Why would that be? I don't understand. Someone said they are parallel. Oh, I see some people say they're parallel, 270, 180, perpendicular, opposite. All right. Okay, so alternate angles are actually, drum roll please. They are actually equal. All right. They're actually equal. All right. So alternate angles are equal to each other. Now, they form a specific, should I say, they form a specific letter. So they form a Z shape, or an S shape, an S, or an S shape. They form a Z shape or an S shape. Okay, so let me show you how they look. So say for example, we have, so let's say you have this line. This is going to be this. And you say, let me thicken this. So let's say we have this one. And so, and let's say we have this right here. So let me do it properly. So, okay, right here. So yeah, I think we're good. And let's say we have, let's say that this is, let's say that this is, yes, write this down. Write that down. Give me one moment, please. So let's say, for example, we have this one. Let's say this is A. Say this is A. And let's say that this is 60. What is the size of angle A?
60.
What is the size of angle A?
60.
Angle A equals to? Angle A equals what? 60 degrees. Why does angle A equal 60 degrees?
Because it's alternate.
Because it's opposite from each other.
Because of what? Because of alternate angles, right? So because alternate angles are equal. Because alternate angles are equal. Now in the exam, you don't have to state the reason unless they ask you for it. But most times they don't ask for it. But you just have to know it so you'll be able to identify it. All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Are equal, yes.
I'm not able to write this right now, but I'm taking screenshots.
Who's this speaking?
The Briadable.
No problem. But you have to send in your notes once you write it down, okay?
Okay. No, well, yes, sir.
Okay, so, and does anyone see the Z? Anyone see the Z?
Yes, sir.
You see the Z shape? Ah, the Z shape. So this is the Z right there.
Yes, sir.
Right there. That's the Z shape. So these two angles are alternate angles. In particular, they are alternate interior angles. So this is the Z shape. All right, does that make sense to you all? Let me know if that makes sense to you. Let me know.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I guess so. Need another example?
I need more.
You need more examples?
Yeah, I lost.
You lost.
almost done.
Okay. Alternate interior angles are equal. That's the rule. What shape do they form? Anyone can answer. What shape do they form?
A Z or S shape.
A Z,
Z or S shape.
a Z or S shape, right? A Z or S shape.
Z or S shape.
Yeah, Z or S shape. So, okay. All right, let's do another example. So next, let's say we have this one. So we have another, this is, these are two parallel lines. And the line that cuts these two parallel lines are what we call the transversal, right? So it's a transversal. The transversal. So let's say we have something like this, right?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, write the same thing down.
Yes, write it down for me. So,
Yes, sir.
so let's say if we have, let's say that this is, say that this is right there is, let's say that this is 57 degrees. And this is B. What would be the size of angle B?
57.
Angle B would
57.
be, angle B would be 57. So angle B. Oh, I should say angle. This should say angle A, sorry. Can I erase this? I can't, no. This should say angle A. Angle A. Angle A. Angle A is 60. And this one is supposed to say angle B. Angle B is what? 57. And what's the reason why? Because
Alternate angles are equal.
because they are alternate angles and alternate angles are equal. So because alternate angles are equal. And because these are on the inside, we call them alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angles or alternate angles are equal. So that's why B is equal. If this is 57, and we know that they are alternate angles, then that means that both of them must be equal to 57. So because alternate angles are equal. Yes, ma'am?
You didn't write the instruction.
Yeah, I realized that. Are equal. And so what shape should we be expecting to find when we're dealing with alternate angles? What shape should we be expecting to find?
Z or S.
With Z or X. So this one shapes more like a Z or S. This one is also the same thing. So let me do the highlighter. So this right there is the Z shape. I think this one shows the Z shape better. So this is the Z shape right there. And they're alternate, you could see it, they're alternate angles, right? All right, does that make sense to you all?
Yes, sir.
Makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I guess so.
See, I guess so. Now, in the exam, they're not gonna make it this easy now. They're gonna combine other numbers. So I'm gonna show you all what happens or how do you do it when other numbers are there.
Good night.
Good night. So again, we know that angle B is equal to 57. Why?
It's vertically opposite.
No, not vertically opposite.
because they're alternate angles.
Because they're alternate angles and alternate angles are equal.
Equal.
Very good. Are you writing this down? Let me know if you're writing this down, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
If you're finished writing this down, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, if you're finished writing this down, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Yes.
Again, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Send it.
Send it.
So.
I send it. I send it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Okay, who else has sent me their work before I move on to the other examples?
I have.
I have.
I have.
Okay.
I have.
I have.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. Okay, so let's make it interesting, right? So let's say, for example, so I'm gonna give several examples whereby you're gonna have to apply different rules to be able to get the answer. So let's say, for example, we have so great. This is still examples. We're not even going to get exercise yet. So more examples. Remember, alternate angles are equal. So our goal is to find the missing angles.
You're writing this, right?
Yes, you're writing this down. You have to write this down. So our goal is to write this down for me, please. Find the missing instructions. Find the missing angles. Again, our goal is to find the missing angles. Now for this one, let's say, for example, we have, again, these two parallel lines. And again, we have our transversal running through and through. So we have these. And let's say, for example, we know that this angle right here is 61 degrees. And I want you to figure out what is angle, let's call this angle X. I want you to figure out what is angle Y. And I want you to figure out what is angle C. And then I want you to figure out what is angle A, B, C, and D. All right. Is this number, let's call this example number, I don't know, 3? All right, so it's example number 3. Okay, so does anyone have any idea how we're gonna get any letter that you're thinking about? How are we gonna get?
All of them is 61.
All of them is what?
61.
All of them is the same.
All of them is the same, really?
Yes, sir.
So you're telling me that, so you're telling me that this is 61.
More identical numbers.
This is 61. This is 61. All of them are 61, right? That's correct?
No, because I got.
IB and
Yes, sir.
That's what I see.
That's not.
Who's saying that's not?
what I see.
Alea.
Sasha, you're saying all of them are 61?
That's what I see so far. So
Why would you say all of them are 61?
I would say all of them is 61 because I see two. Yeah, because if alternate angles are the same, each of those is 61.
Yes, ma'am. You're right. Anyone else?
And they like pointing
Well,
on
I
it.
believe
that,
all
but
of
just like which order you do it in.
61 because they're corresponding.
All of them is 61.
All of them is 61?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Side to side.
Okay, side to side. Anyone else?
It
I-
depends which order you do it in.
I
Depending
don't
on-
think all of them are 61.
Okay, this is what I want you to do. In the chat, tell me what you think X, Y, and Z is. In the chat, tell me what you think X, Y, and Z is.
61.
Put inside the chat, put your hands inside the chat. Tell me what you think X, Y, and Z is. Put your hands inside the chat for me, please. What do you think X, Y, and Z is? So you didn't say all of them are 61. Tell me what you think X, Y, and Z is. Put your hands inside the chat for me, please. Azaria, are you writing this down? Azaria Cash. Azaria Cash, are you writing this down? Azaria, I can't hear you. You have to type inside the chat because I cannot hear you. Erinic Burrows, do you have this written down? Where's Erinic Burrows?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit. She went
Yeah.
to the bathroom.
Okay. And Denvor.
Excuse me, Mr.
1 second. Denvor Lockhart.
Yes,
Denvor.
I'm writing this down.
You writing this down? Sean Norval Smith, are you writing this down?
Yes, sir.
I'm surprised you come early today. And Alicia, not Alicia. Xavier, are you writing this down? Do you have this written down? Alicia. Where's Alicia? And what's the name? Tanaya or Tanaya? Tanaya. Tanaya, are you writing this down? Where's Tanaya? I can't hear from Tanaya. Justin, where's Justin? Justin Shepherd?
Yes, sir.
Do you have this written down?
Yes, sir.
And Tanisha Lewis, do you have this written down?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Laura Green, do you have this written down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But my question is, what is the answer? Y'all are saying, okay, let me check the chat. People are saying all of them are 61. X, Y, and Z is 61.
Mr. Petit, my lawyer is on vacation and I'm representing myself today according to rule number 6, section 6. It is 61.
It's 61. All right, so let's start off with I think let's start off with X, right? Let's start off with X. So X, we're gonna try to figure what X is. Now remember that angles on a straight line, oh boy, angles on a straight line at a common point must add up to what?
180.
180 degrees. Ah, let's do this again. Let's do this again.
I do Manchester.
Angles. Yes, you can. Anyone want to change their answer before I continue? Anyone want to change their answer? Remember, angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line at a common point add up to 180 degrees. So that means that 61 and X should equal to 180 degrees. All right.
X would be 119 degrees.
X would be 119. Thank you.
So
I have that.
So X would be equal to, so X is equal to 180 degrees minus what? Minus 61.
61.
And it's gonna be equal to what?
119.
This is 180 degrees minus 61 because this one
119.
This is 119. 119. All right, and what's the reason? Let's put the reason as well. Let's put the reason as well. What's the reason?
angles on a straight line at a common point add up to 180 degrees.
Very good. The reason is, go ahead.
My power just went out.
That's not just you. A lot of people power just went out. Once they come back on, then you can log back on, okay? Reason, angles on a straight line.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead. Add
I
up
just logged back on
to-
because my Wi-Fi was out.
Okay, good. Write this down for me, please, Ramon. All right. So,
Yeah, so
so do we understand how I got X? Do you understand how I got X?
Yeah, so
Hello? Do you understand how I got X?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Do you understand how I got X?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because angles on a straight line at a common point must add up to 180 degrees. So we'd say 180 minus 61, that gives us 119. Do you all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So that means that
Yes,
this is
sir.
going to be equal to 119. Now we could fill out this entire thing. We could fill out this entire thing easily. What is Y going to be equal to?
61.
61.
Y is equal to?
61.
Y is equal to?
Equal to 190.
Y is equal to?
61.
61.
is 119.
Y is equal to 61. Why is Y equal to 61?
Because it's not on a straight line.
No, there's a particular reason.
Because it's
vertically opposite.
Because it's an alternate interior angle.
No, mom. Why is Y equal to
Vertically
61?
opposite.
Because of what?
Y is vertically opposite the 60.
Because they're reflecting angles.
Because they're vertically opposite. Vertically opposite.
Vertically opposite
So the reason is, let me change the color of this. The reason is because reason, vertically opposite angles. I mean, learned this yesterday, vertically opposite angles are what? Equal. That's
Mhm.
why y is equal to 61, because vertically opposite angles are equal. And let me show you all what I mean by that. If you look carefully at this, if you look carefully, you see, isn't 61 vertically opposite to y? Do you all see that? 61 is
Yes.
vertically opposite to y. So that means that they are equal. Vertically opposite, they are equal. All right. Danielle, you understand that? Where's Danielle?
Yes, sir.
So they are vertically opposite. All right. Class, do you all understand why is y equal to 61?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand how y is equal to 61?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because they are vertically opposite, and vertically opposite angles are equal. All right. So we know what y is. Y is 61, so let's put that there. Y is going to be equal to 61. So y is 61. Let me erase this. So what do we have? Well, we
Excuse me,
have,
Mr. Petit.
go ahead.
Aaron's stuff comes out again.
Okay, no problem. So she asked, I need to, okay, let me, are y'all at the same location?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It's me, Zaria. Her and Chanel.
okay. All right, so the reason is because vertically opposite angles are equal. All right. And so this is 61, this is 61. So that means that z is going to be easy too.
119.
What is z equal to? What is z equal to?
119.
119.
119. 119. Why is z equal to 119?
They're vertically opposite.
Because they're vertically opposite. They're vertically opposite. So the reason is vertically opposite angles, vertically opposite angles are what? Equal. Do y'all understand? Are y'all understanding what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vertically opposite angles are equal. So that's how we get that z is equal to 119. Okay, so this is going to be, let me remove this. Again, z is equal to 119 because, let me show you it again. X is 119 and they are vertically opposite each other. So this is going to be equal to 119. So this is 119. 119.
Mr. Petit, so B would be what, 61 too, right?
So B would be
61.
why would you say that?
Because that's the start of an X vertically opposite angle.
Not for that reason, but there's a reason why.
Mr.
All right.
Matee, my current is going off, so if you don't hear me anymore,
Okay, no problem.
the light that cut off, I know why it's still on.
Okay. The internet is taking a little bit longer to think of. Okay, so now that we know, I'm not gonna do D and C, right? Now that we know that Z is 119, right? What is A?
A is 61.
No,
119.
no. Do y'all see the Z?
I think
119.
is a quarter of 360.
No. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see the Z?
Yeah.
Do y'all see the Z? Do y'all see the Z? Do y'all see the Z?
119.
It
has
looks
to-
like an S.
An S. Okay, an S, a Z, right? Like we said, it could be an S or a Z.
L with action.
Okay, so it's gonna be what? It's gonna be
Degree.
119.
119 degrees.
So let's put it, let's actually write that. So we're gonna say that angle A is equal to what? 119. Why? What's the reason?
Because it's a
Because
it's
it's
a
an
alternate
alternate angle.
Because what?
It is an alternate angle.
Very good. Because alternate angles are what? Equal. Okay. So we got that C is equal to, I mean, sorry, A is equal to 119, because if this is 119, this side must be 119 because as you can see, the Z shape. Question, Kanan, are you writing this down?
Yes, sir.
Alandria Parker, are you writing this down?
Yes, sir.
Trinity Stewart, are you writing this down? Trinity Stewart, are you writing? Stene, are you writing this down? Stene?
Yes, sir.
Stene, why is Z and A equal to 119? Why are they equal to each other? Stene.
Because it's an alternate angles.
There you go, they are alternate angles. And Aiden being, why is Z and A equal to each other?
Because they're alternate angles.
Because they're alternate angles. And then Vor, why is 119 and A equal to each other? Then Vor Lockhart, why is 119 and A equal to each other? Then Vor. I can't hear from Denver. Destiny and Dunaway, are y'all there? Destiny and Dunaway.
Yes, sir.
Destiny, why is Z and A equal to each other?
Because they are vertically opposite.
No, not vertically opposite. Remember, they're forming a Z
Right.
shape. So what does that mean? They are what? They're not vertically
They're
opposite.
alternate angles.
They're alternate angles. Is your mommy there?
Yes, sir.
Dunaway. Where's Dunaway?
Yes, Mr. Petit.
Are you with us today?
I in and out. I'm in and out.
In and out, okay. And what's her name? Dwayne? Where's Dwayne?
Yes, sir.
Why is Z and A equal to each other?
They both opposite angles.
Not opposite. What's the word that we're looking for? Why is Z and A equal to each other?
Alternate angles.
Alternate angles. And class, and anyone can answer, why is Z and A equal to each other?
They're both a mirrored version of each other.
Why is Z and A?
Angles.
They're alternate angles because alternate angles are equal. Okay, so now we know, now we need to figure out what B is. Anyone know what B is? What is B going to be?
61.
61.
B is going to be equal to?
61.
B is equal to 61 degrees. Why is B equal to 61? Anyone know?
Alternate
Because it's
angle.
alternate of Y, which is 61.
You sure?
Yes,
They're
sir.
opposite angles.
So this is not opposite.
They're vertically opposite angles.
No, Ma.
They're equal.
They're not because they're vertically opposite. That's not why they're equal.
They are
Because
alternate.
they're alternate.
Because they're alternate angles. That's why they're equal. Very good. So let me show you. So let's say, for example, we have, let's say we have, use the block. So we have 61. And then we have B, right? And so as you can see, we can clearly see the Z shape being formed because this and this, we have our Z shape. Do y'all see the Z shape? Let me know if y'all see it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
So if this is
Sir.
61, then this one must also be what?
61.
Yeah, it must also be 61 as well. So it's going to be 6 to me. I'll change the color. This is going to be 61 degrees. And so that's how we could fill out the entire, I mean, at least most of it. With just, and it's interesting. All we needed was one angle. Once they give us one angle, we could figure out all of the rest because of all of the rules that we know. Okay, so the reason is alternate angles are equal. And so let me change this color. Let's change it to brown. All right, so again, Canaan, y is 61 and b equal to each other. Why are they equal?
Because alternate angles are equal.
Very good. And Tavana, can you hear me, Tavana? Tavana, can you hear me? Where's Tavana? You can't have from
Savannah Campbell?
Tavana Campbell, yes.
Yes, sir.
Why is y and b equal to each other?
Because they're alternate.
Because they're alternate angles. Is Aiden Bethel here? Is Aiden Bethel here? Aiden Bethel, can you hear me? Aiden Bethel, can you hear me? Where's Aiden Bethel? I can't have from Aiden Bethel. Jermaine Moxie, where's Jermaine Moxie?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Why is y and b equal to each other?
Pardon?
Why is y and b equal to each other?
Because their ultimate angles are equal.
Because alternate angles are equal. Very good. Do we need another example on this? Or no?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
No, sir.
To leave.
Okay, no
No,
problem.
sir.
All right, no problem. All right, so take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Do you all have this written down? Do you all have this written
Yes,
down?
sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, good. Take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Where's Aiden Bethel? Aiden, can you hear me? Aiden Bethel.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Aiden, why you wasn't answering earlier?
I went to use the bathroom.
No, if you have to use the restroom, you have to let me know. You can't just be leaving in and out.
Yes, sir.
Aiden, do you have this written down?
Yes, sir, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay. And Aiden, when you send in your work, Aiden Bethel, I need you to write your name so I can know that it's your number.
Okay.
And it's not okay. It's either yes or no, sir. Aiden.
Yes, sir.
Debria DeVoe, where's Debria DeVoe? Where's Debria DeVoe? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Debria, why is this 61 and this 61? Why are they equal?
Because they are alternate angles.
Very good, because they are alternate angles. And Jamar Flowers, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why is this 61 and this 61? Why are they equal?
Because they're vertically opposite.
No, sir. This one and this one, what do they form? They form a Z, so they're not vertically opposite. What are they? Not vertically opposite.
Alternate angles are
Right.
equal.
Yeah, very good. Alternate angles are equal. That's why they are equal. All right. The rest of you, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. We can do another one. Again, we can do another one
I already sent my.
All right, who else already sent theirs before we move on?
I did.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right.
I
Good.
did. I have.
Okay, good. Perfect. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so let's say, for example, well, let me keep this. Because we need this. So
Where B and C?
no, I move them. I moved them from the, I moved them. All right, so
Excuse me, Mr. Patel. I was not finished writing. I just was on the last line. Can I screenshot it, please?
yes, we can. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to grade exercise. We're gonna call this grade exercise number, what, this is number 2 or what, number 2? Yeah, I think it's number 2. And then I want you to actually write this one down. So don't just put this in the chat, actually write this one down. Actually write this one down for me. So write this one down and answer it to the best of your ability. This is instructions. We're gonna say find the missing angle. In each case, state the reason. So I want you not only to tell me the angles, but I want you to tell me the reason why you have chosen that particular thing. So should be nice. So let's say we have, it should only, I'm only gonna give you all 3 examples. So not examples, but exercises. So let's say that this one is this color. We're gonna give this one a nice blue, and we're gonna give this one a nice, who knows, green. All right, so we want to find the missing angles in each case. Let me embolden this. It's going to be weighted. And let's say that we have this one. Can I weight it some more? All right, so this is going to be like this. Please use a ruler and a pencil to draw this properly. Again, please use a ruler and a pencil to draw this properly. I'm going to call this number 1. And for number 1, let's say that this one is 35 degrees. And our goal is to figure out what is angle X, what is angle Y.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
What is
We have to
angles?
draw those squares too.
No, you don't have to draw the squares. Just draw the
Okay, thank
diagram.
you.
And then we're gonna call this
Okay.
A. We're gonna call this B. All right, so that one is pretty easy, just like how we did it last time. This is gonna be A, angle A, and B. All right, and again, in each case, find the missing angle. So let's do another one. let's see. We have this one. This is number 2. Say that this is not 60. I say this is 52 degrees. And let's say that we're trying to figure out what is the size of angle M, N, Q, R, and S. And finally, number 3.
Write down the reason too.
Yes, in each case, write down the reason, like I said. In each case, write down the reason. So all right, so let's say we have 53. And 27. And our goal is to figure out this angle. Angle X.
Mr. Boutique, number 2, what is this letter next to N?
Q.
Oh, okay.
All right. Go ahead.
You said we have to write the reason as well, right?
Yeah, state the reason, yeah. So tell me what each angle measures and then put your reason, state your reason as well. Aiden Bean, what number you on? Aiden Bean, what number you on?
I just started.
Okay. Calvin, what number you on?
I am number 3.
Alexia, what number you on? Alexia, what number you on? Alexia, can you type in the chat because I cannot hear you. So Alexia, can you type inside the chat because I cannot hear you. Please do not put your answer in. Ronald, where's Ronald? Ronald? Ronald, can you hear me? Okay, thank you, Alexia. Where's Ronald? Shekinah, can you hear me? Where's Shekinah? Shekinah? Where's Shekinah? Shekinah, can you hear me? I got an F from Shekinah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. How come I can't hear you today in class? What are you doing? Are you distracted or what?
No, sir.
But you're not active like how you usually be. What happened?
I'm just trying to catch.
Say it again.
I'm just trying to catch up.
Okay, catch up. Okay.
Because yesterday my internet was not working, so I couldn't join class.
Okay. You're trying to understand what's going on. What number you on, Shekinah?
Number 2.
Okay, Aiden Bethel, what number you on?
I'm on number 2.
Aiden Frandu, what number you on? Aiden Frandu, what number you on?
Number 3.
Okay, number 3. Freddie, what number you on? Where's Freddie?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
Hello.
What number are you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Do you understand what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
And Wyatt, what number you on? Wyatt.
Two.
Wyatt, do you understand what you're doing?
Sir.
Okay. And for those of you who have finished your work, anyone finish? Is there anyone who's finished? If you are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. If you're finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Where is Dave? Are you there? Where's Dave? Dave Griffin. Dave Griffin, can you hear me? I can't hear from Dave. Alicia, where's Alicia? Alicia Ouden? I can't hear from Alicia Ouden.
I'm here.
Yes, you sent your work to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you also put in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Michael Eugene. Alicia, did you finish the work I sent you already? I mean, the one you're supposed to be doing in the day.
I did. I think it's only one I did not do.
Okay, all right. I can send you the rest tomorrow.
No problem.
Nathan Patton, where's Nathan?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. And Ramon, what number you on? Ramon, low, what number you on? Can't have from Ramon. Stanley, what number you on, Stanley?
3.
Stanley, what number you on?
2.
Number 2. And Aikisha, what number you on? Aikisha Smith, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Is there anyone who is finished? Is there anyone who's already finished?
Still on number 2.
Is there anyone who is finished, completed? No one finished? Except for Alicia? Is there anyone who's completed?
I just finished.
Okay. Where
I'm
is
finished.
you finished? Where is Joseph? Joseph Kalma, can you hear me? Where's Joseph? Joseph Kalma, can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm finished.
yes,
Joseph,
sir.
Joseph, where's your work?
In my book, I already read it.
No, I mean, have you sent it to me?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay, you need to take a picture of your work because you haven't been sending me your work, Joseph.
Oh, yes, sir. I can send them some.
Where is Alea? What number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. Let's move on to, I'm gonna start answering number 1. Anyone want to help me with number 1? Anyone want to help me with number 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sasha, Nick, what you have for number 1?
X equals to 145 degrees because angles on a straight line adds up to 180 degrees.
So you have 180 minus 35.
Yes, sir. Okay, let me start over. X equals to 180 minus 35, which equals to 145. X equals 145 because angles on a straight line adds up to 180 degrees.
Very good. Did anyone else get 145 for X? Let me know, please.
I did.
I did.
Very good. That's excellent. So 145. Because angles on a straight line Add a common point. Add up to 180 degrees. Okay.
Stop it.
Okay. So we have X. Now we need
Y.
we need Y. What y'all up for Y?
35.
35.
35.
35.
35.
Y
Y
equals to 35 degrees because vertically opposite angles are equal.
very good, because vertically opposite angles are equal. Very good. And anyone else got 35 for Y? 35.
I did.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Excellent.
I did.
I did.
Very good. So this is that 35. Okay, now we need
Z.
Z. What we got for Z?
Z equals to 145 degrees because
145.
vertically opposite angles are equal.
145. What is that, Sashnik?
Z equals to 145 because vertically opposite angles are equal.
Because vertically opposite angles are equal. Anyone else got 145 for that one?
I did.
Me. I did.
145. Okay, good. And the reason, did y'all get the reason too? Vertically opposite angles are equal.
Because it was on a straight line.
Vertically opposite.
Mhm.
Excuse me, Mr. Patel, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What is the VOP for?
Can someone tell her what the VOP means?
Vertically opposite.
Vertically opposite abbreviation.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Some people just put, yeah, so vertically opposite. Now we need A. No, B. No, let's do A first.
No, it's A.
Let's do
A is equal to 35 degrees. Alternate angles are equal.
A is equal to 35 degrees because what?
Alternate angles are equal.
Alternate angles are equal. Very good. Alternate angles. And we know because it forms a what?
It forms
a S or a Z.
Very good. Forms a C shape. Good. That's what it forms. And then B is equal to
145 because alternate angles are equal.
yeah. B is equal to 145. Why?
Alternate angles are equal.
Because alternate angles are equal. Very good. Did anyone get all of number one right? Let me know if you got all of number
I
one
did.
right.
I did.
I would be wrong.
I did.
Anyone got all of number one right?
I did.
Very good.
I did.
It had a different reason.
Okay.
I did.
Good. Okay. Now number two, for all those who got number one right, please put a tick to each one. And let's move on to number two. Any other volunteer for number two? Who's gonna help me with number two?
Can I?
Laura, you wanna help me with number two?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, perfect. Let's go to number, what you have for N? Not N,
N?
sorry. M, sorry. M.
I didn't do M yet. Sorry.
Okay, anyone else who's finished number two? Can you?
I'm finished.
28.
Anyone who finished with number two, can you let me?
I finished.
I finished.
Go ahead, Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne. Dwayne Henry.
M, I think M is 128.
How did you get 128?
I do 52 minus 180.
Okay, that's correct. But why? Why? What's the reason?
Because it's like a straight line. A straight line equals to 180.
Very good. Angles on a straight line at a common point equals to 180. When y'all subtract the two, what y'all got? When y'all subtract the two, what y'all got? When you subtract 180 and
128.
128, right? 128. Anyone else got 128 for their answer? Let me know, please.
I did.
I did.
Me.
Yeah, so
Very good.
I did.
Very good. All right, so this is gonna be 128. So this is 128 right there. By the way, do y'all have this written down in y'all books?
Yes, sir.
Every last
Yes, sir.
Did y'all send it to me as yet?
Yes, sir.
I'm doing the last one right now.
Okay. All right, next.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
I was waiting on you to unmute me. My internet, like my current, it just got back on, so I didn't get like nothing you was doing. I think I understand how to do this, but I just wanted to let you know my current, like just got back.
Okay, well, quickly write this down before we move it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we need to do. I guess we could go to N. No, Q. What is Q?
128.
No, let's do N first. Sorry, let's do N.
See, why you
52.
What N is equal to?
52.
N is equal to 52. Why you say that N is 52?
Because vertically opposite angles are equal.
Very good, because vertically opposite angles are equal. It's gonna be 52 degrees because vertically opposite angles are equal. Now we have Q. What Q equals to?
128.
128. Why?
Angles on a straight line adds up to 180.
No, because if this is 128, Alora, Q must be also be 128. So they're vertically opposite. Okay? That's why. And this is also 52. So vertically opposite angles are equal. All right, next we need R and S. Let's start off with S. What is S equal to? What is S equal to?
120.
128.
128, because if we look carefully, we let this go down, we can see the Z shape, right? And so if this is 128, then this must also be 128 as well. So we have 128, but what's the reason though? What's the reason?
Because alternate angles.
Alternate angles, very good. Alternate angles are what? What do we know about alternate angles, class?
Alternate angles.
Same, they're the same.
Very good. They're the same or they're equal. Corey, you getting this?
Which one?
Number 2.
Maybe it's Curry.
Oh, that's true. I mean Daniel.
Yeah, again.
Okay. And what her name is? I can't.
Derica.
Derica. Are you understanding this?
No, sir.
No? No. Which part don't you understand?
It was the top piece
Uh-huh.
trying to understand how. Okay, this is a bit confusing because vertically opposite angles and
Yeah.
alternative angles.
Yeah.
At a point they both have the same answers.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tricky.
Yes.
Yeah, but put it together.
Putting it together. Okay. That's a good point you made. You understand how we got M? The 128? Because they're on a straight line at a common point.
Yes,
so if this
sir.
is 58, that's 128. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if this is 128, remember it's vertically opposite. So if this is 128, this must also be what? 128. You understand that? Because they're vertically opposite.
They're vertically opposite.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're right. That makes sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if this is 52, this must also be what?
52.
52 as well. Because again, vertically opposite, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now we got the ones on top. Now for the ones at the bottom, that's when we're going to use the alternate angles. Okay. So the ones on top we use vertically opposite, but the ones at the bottom we use alternate angles. So let's go ahead and show that. So if we look carefully, you remember the alternate angles must form a Z shape, right? So if you look carefully, we could form the Z shape just like that. I don't know if you could see that.
Yes, sir.
So if this is 128, this must also be what? 128.
120.
You see that?
Yes, sir.
And then, so that's 120. And then if we do the other one, let's do the other one. If we go ahead and say, if this is 52, which we already know that it's 52, then the side must also be what? 52.
52.
So let's draw the Z. Let's draw the Z. So if this is 52, this must also be what? 52 degrees.
52.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. I hope it's a little clearer to you. Oh.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, so now what we get for N? I mean not N, R. R is what?
52.
52
I
degrees.
can't hear you, Mr. Petit.
I was saying what we got for R. Can you hear me now?
52.
52. So that means that we know that because it's gonna be what? Alternate angles.
Alternate. Yes, sir.
Good. Next, let's move on to. By the way, did anyone get all right for number 2? Anyone get all right?
Sir. I did.
Yes, sir.
I did.
I did.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ethan Smith. Is Ethan Smith there?
Yes, sir.
Ethan Smith, you understand how I got this?
Yes, sir.
Are you writing this down and
I'm writing them down. I'm
writing it down?
sending it through.
Okay, good. All right. Number 3 should be the easiest one, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your answers for X?
127 degrees because alternate angles are equal.
Do we agree with her? That X is 127 or 53? Which one?
Yes.
127.
You sure it's not 53? Sure it's not 53? Are y'all sure it's not 53?
Yes, sir.
Why not?
Because
Angle.
that angle is alternate to the top one that's missing, which is 127.
Mm-hmm.
So
So we have, this is what?
it's inside a Z shape.
Exactly. So this is right here, and then right there, and then right there. So you can clearly see the Z shape there, right? So that means that this is also, this is 127 as well. So there's gonna be alternate angles. Okay, anyone got all right? All
I
right.
did. Yeah, I got it.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. Put I inside the chat if you, by the way, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. And put an I inside the chat if you understand how I got my answer. Put an I inside the chat if you understand.
Excuse me, Mr.
If you
Petit.
understand the topic, put an I inside the chat.
Mr. Petit,
Go ahead.
could you go over number 3 again, please?
Number 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So for number 3, again, put an I inside the chat if you understand how we got our answers. So for number 3, if you notice carefully, we're trying to find a Z shape. So this right here is the Z. Do you see that, Barry?
Yes, sir.
So if this is 127, right? Then you expect this one to also be 127 as well. So that's why it's like that. That makes sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need y'all to do that. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Everyone need to send in their work, please. Everyone need to send in their work. Again, everyone need to send in their work. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a
Mr.
picture. Yes, go ahead.
I will send my work to you when the class finish.
Who's that speaking?
Alora.
Laura, okay. So do y'all still like geometry?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Still?
So
Mixed
I like
feelings.
that it-
Mixed
the
feelings.
formula
So
thing.
far, so far, Mr. Petit, so far.
So far. So this
Yes,
is
way better than the Formula one.
way better than mensuration.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Way better than the formula.
I thought this part was gonna scare you all. Okay. So that's good. I'm glad that y'all understand this one. Geometry is fun. The only thing with geometry or
Yes, I love it.
geometry is you have to be able to remember your rules. If you do not remember your rules, you're in pretty bad shape. So you have to remember the rules. So far we
Yes,
went
sir.
over 5 rules. Commit them to memory. Memorize them, understand them, so that you'll be able to do well in the other ones. Okay, so we're gonna transition over to English studies. We get a break from this math. So we are gonna move from the objective and go to the subjective. You know how English go. English is subjective. It's about how you feel and
So, Mr. Petit, is it
Go
okay
ahead.
that I send all my notes after class?
Who's that speaking?
Harmony.
Harmony? Yes, we could do that. So we could do that. Okay, so again, we're gonna move on to English studies. So I need everyone to take a picture of their work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, I need everyone to
Excuse
take a
me.
picture. Yes, go ahead.
Can you send me the document? I wasn't there for most of class.
Who's that speaking?
Nathan Patton?
Nathan Patton. Can you send me a message reminding me of that so I could send it to you?
Yes, sir.
Good. Do that for me, please.
Mr. Petit,
Go ahead.
I thought Monday and Wednesdays was language and math.
Today is Wednesday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have English now. We have English now. You got me scared just now.
No, because I think I thought I overheard you said
Religious studies.
religious.
I said religious studies.
You said
What?
something studies.
No, sir, you said English.
I said English. Okay.
Okay then, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we are doing English now.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, can you do Spanish on computer?
Can I do Spanish?
Do you
Say it again.
do you do Spanish on computer?
No. I don't do Spanish on computer. No. I don't do that. I don't do that stuff. All right. So
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, o diez.
okay. So today we're gonna be looking at a very good topic, but just don't get lost in the whole like miasma of things. But it's a good study. It's a really good study. I like this one. We're gonna be looking at. Do we have time? We do have time. We do have time. Okay, so all right, this shouldn't be difficult. I mean, just gotta pay attention carefully. That's all. All right. So let's begin. So today is Wednesday, Mr. Petit. Let's head up again. So today is Wednesday the 23rd of October. Can't believe we're in October already. I just can't believe it. Almost in November. Now we do not break for midterm, but we do break for the holidays. So we will not be here during Christmas.
Mr. Batty, do we have class on New Year's?
No, definitely not.
Oh, because that's my
What about
birthday.
Thanksgiving?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Classes.
What about Thanksgiving? Like a big Russian for John.
Good night, Miss Biddy.
Good night, Sean. Okay, so let's do English. So, okay, so English language. Today we're going to be looking at, so the topic is we call this, so if I ask you so if you're trying to write a paragraph, right? What builds up your paragraph? If you'd say, what is
The heading, the body,
Positive.
Capital letter.
Capital letter.
and then
And okay. What else builds your, if you're trying to write a paragraph,
Punctuation mark.
what is the foundation to your paragraph writing? And if you get this wrong, then you can't really develop good paragraphs.
The hook.
The hook. The hook is for introduction. I'm talking like if you are writing a paragraph and you get this wrong, then you really can't really develop a good paragraph. What are paragraphs made up of?
sentences,
Someone said
sentences,
it.
clauses,
Someone said it.
sentences,
Someone said it.
sentences, clauses,
Words. Sentences.
Sentences, right.
So we're going to be looking at the 4 types of sentences. You all know the 4 types of sentences?
The paragraph and
fragments run on
declarative sentences, interrogative, imperative,
Uh-huh.
exclamatory.
So, okay, those are the 4 types of sentences. So we know that we have declarative sentences. Declarative sentences do what? They what?
Make a statement.
They make a statement, right? So declarative sentences make a statement. They end with what?
A period.
They end with a period, right? Or full stop. That's declarative sentences. Then we have interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences ask a what?
A question ends with a question mark.
Ask a question, ends with a question mark, right? That's interrogative. That's 2 so far, right? And then you have imperative sentences. What do?
It
They give a what?
It gives a command.
They give a command, right? So the command would be go to the bathroom. That's a imperative statement. Or cook the food. That's imperative. It gives a command, right? And it ends with a what?
Period.
A period
Ends
or
with
an
a
exclamatory mark.
Period, full stop or exclamatory mark. Okay. Then you have exclamatory sentences, which what? What do they do?
Sentence that shows
They show emotion, they show excitement, they show any type of emotion, right? All right, so those are the 4 types of sentences, right? But I'm not going to be looking at those types of sentences. I'm going to be looking at another 4 types of sentences. So let's go ahead and deal with that. So there are 4 types of sentences. They are simple sentences, compound sentences, then you have complex sentences, and you have compound, complex.
You ready to put compound?
Compound complex sentences.
But you started late, why you need to?
So we have simple, compound, complex,
Excuse me, Mr. Fatigue.
Complex. Go ahead.
May I use the restroom, please?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you.
So those are the 4 types of sentences that we're going to be looking at. So in your writing, you want to make sure that you use a variety of sentences. Why is that important? That's important because you want to show, remember the reader of your essay or of your writing, they don't know who you are. Like they don't know you. They don't know you. But you have a few short moments to help them to understand who you are and what you know. So basically think of your exam as a display, or think of it as an opportunity for you to show the examiner what you know. So if you're inside the exam, you start every sentence with I. I went to the shop. I used the bathroom. I eat candy on Mondays. I have virtual classes on Tuesdays. I went to the laptop to watch YouTube. If you only write those sentences that start with I, or those simple sentences, what do you think the examiner gonna think about you? What do you think they could think?
You basic.
You simple.
They could think you simple. They could think you basic. They could think that's all you know. Now, that might not be all you know, but if that's all you write, that they could think that's all you know. So what you need to show the writer is that, hey, I know how to write sentences that have more than 3 words. I know how to write sentences that have more than 5 words. I know how to write sentences that have more than 6 words, 7 words. I know how to do that. And the question is, do you know how to do it properly? If you know how to do it properly, then you must show the examiner that you know how to do it. And so in your exam, don't just write simple sentences. In your exam, don't just write complex sentences. In your exam, don't just write compound sentences. In your exam, you want to use all 4 types of sentences in your essay. Because when you use a variety of sentences types appropriately, it shows the examiner that you understand the sentence type and you know how to use them effectively. Okay, so that is why we have the different sentences types. So using, write this down for me, please. Using a variety of these types.
Mr. Petit, we just do this in class like last week, I think.
Really? Of these types of, you mean in your class at school, right?
My sister on this topic today.
Yo, who was on this topic today?
My little sister.
Okay. Good.
And my mommy ain't understand it.
I learned this last week.
You learned this last week? Okay. Using a variety of these types of sentences.
It feels like I learned this before, but I just don't remember.
Enhances your writing. Okay, so that's the purpose of using these types of sentences to enhance your writing, right? To let them know, hey, I'm not simple. I know how to write things in a sophisticated way properly.
Mr. Petit, why you say it later?
I mean, anyway, let me move along. Antoine. Okay, so let's start off with the most basic, which is going to be simple sentences. This is the most basic ones. And this is the one that people typically use in their writing when they're not as mature in writing. They typically overuse simple sentences. Anyone like to overuse simple sentences? Or you know people who like to overuse simple sentences?
Yes, sir.
I use simple sentences.
Guys, simple sentences too much. To be English teacher.
All right, so simple sentences, let's write this down. Simple sentences, now they are effective, they have their place, but you have to be able to understand when to use them. So simple sentences have one main idea. We call that a clause. And it usually there is one verb, there's one verb only, although sometimes there may be, write this down for me, please. Although sometimes there are verbs, say there are verbs joined by a conjunction or a main verb and a helping verb. So when you have a sentence that basically have one main idea and one verb, then you're dealing with a simple sentences. Now there may be other verbs there, but they are like helping verbs, right? So for example, so below are examples of simple sentences. Now remember, a simple sentence is not a sentence unless they make sense. So each, they could stand on their own. So each make total sense and stands on its own. So let's begin. So that's a very important, it's still a sentence, it's just a simple one. Okay. So let's go ahead and give an example. Number one. Few Bahamians recognize the name Blind Blake. Is that a sentence? Is this a sentence? Is this a sentence?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No.
Few Bahamians recognize
Yes,
the
sir.
name Blind Blake. But Blind Blake. Is it a sentence?
Yes,
Is it a
sir.
sentence?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, sir.
What type of sentence is it?
Simple.
Simple.
Simple sentence.
Simple.
Oh, it's a simple sentence. Does it have a verb? Does it have a verb?
No.
Yes, sir.
Oh no.
Does it have a
No.
verb?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's the verb?
Recognize.
Recognize. Recognize. Recognize. So it has one verb. What's the subject?
Bahamian.
Bahamian.
Bahamians.
Spell recognize.
Recognize. All right. So few Bahamians recognize the name Blind Blake. Okay, so next one. Sorry. That's a simple sentence. And we could say he developed his musical skills at an early age. Is that a sentence?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
And that's me right there.
What
Yes,
type?
sir.
What type of sentence? What type of sentence is
Simple.
this?
Simple sentence.
Simple.
Simple sentence. Why?
Simple.
It has
Because
one.
it has a main verb.
There's only one main verb. It gets to the point. It doesn't go on and on and on. So what's the verb in this case?
Developed.
The verb
Develop.
developed. What's the subject?
He.
He.
He or his.
He. All right, so that's a simple sentence. Anyone is write these type of sentences? As simple as
Me.
this.
Yes, sir.
This isn't bad. This isn't bad. It's just,
Every so often.
it's still simple though. It isn't wrong or nothing. You could still use this in your essay. It's just too simple. How many words are inside the sentence? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But 7 words. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, but 7 and 9 words in a sentence. And I think that you finish, right? Most people write their sentences this long, right? Few Baymans recognized the name Blind Blake. He developed his musical skills at an early age and continued just like that. And the whole essay is just these simple sentences. Is that right?
No, sir.
No, you have to develop it some more, right? So let's go into compound sentences. So compound sentences. So we already know what simple sentences. Let's talk about compound sentences because you can't just have your essay just full of simple sentences. That's not right. It's not good nor right. All right, so you got to show the writer that you are mature enough to write compound sentences. And all of you all should be much mature enough to be able to write compound sentences and even complex sentences. All right, so what do we know about compound sentences? Well, they contain two or more main what?
Word?
Ideas.
Main idea?
Yes. Or clauses. So the idea here is that for the simple sentences, it's just one independent clause. It's just one independent clause. But the compound sentences can have an independent clause and a dependent clause as well. So you have more than one clause. So containing two or more main ideas, they are formed. So they are formed by, are you writing this down? Let me know if you're writing this down, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
They are formed, thank you. They are formed by combining two simple sentences together. So how are compound sentences formed? How are compound sentences formed?
Combining
together.
Mhm.
By combining two simple sentences together.
Very good. How can we combine two sentences together? What could we use to combine the sentence?
A conjunction.
Someone said it. By using
By using a comma.
using a conjunction, such as what?
Or
Such as what?
And, but,
or on.
Yes, and,
but,
Come on, boy.
but, what else?
Fun boys.
So, what else?
also,
For, and yet. So whenever you combine two sentences together using compounds like, sorry, conjunctions like and, but, so, for, yet, then you can create a compound sentences. We can also create a compound sentences by using a semicolon. So sometimes a semicolon, y'all know what a semicolon is, right? A
Yes, sir.
semicolon. For those of you who don't know what a semicolon is, it's this. It's when you have so say for example you have this and like that. Y'all ever saw something like that? That's
Yes.
a semicolon. It's a semicolon. And you could use this to combine two simple sentences to form a compound sentence. So if you're trying to create a compound sentence, you could use a conjunction or you could use a semicolon. Sometimes a semicolon may be used. So let's do an example. So examples are below. So it says, At first, example number 1, at first, blind Blake played the, anyone can pronounce this word for me, please? Wait, let me spell it right.
Ukulele.
What, how you pronounce it?
Ukulele.
Ukulele. But he later mastered just about every string instrument. Okay. What sort of sentence is this one?
Compound.
This is a compound sentence. Why is it a compound sentence?
Because it uses the conjunction.
It has a conjunction and it has several verbs.
So the first thing we notice about this is that it has basically 2 simple sentences combined, right? So the first simple sentence is, at first, blind Blake played the ukulele. Is that a sentence on its own? At first, blind Blake played the ukulele. We could stop that right there, right?
Yes, sir.
We could.
Yes, sir.
We could also say, he later mastered just about every string instrument. Is that a sentence on its own?
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
sir.
But if we want to show the examiners that we know how to build compound sentences, instead of making 2 sentences, let's just keep combining it into one. And so we have a compound sentence because we use the conjunction what? We use the conjunction what? But. So do you see how we form compound sentences, right? So we have this first sentence, at first, blind Blake played the ukulele, but he later mastered just about every string instrument. Does anyone form these sort of sentences in their writing? Do you all form these sort of sentences in your writing? Or y'all avoid these sentences?
Me.
Do y'all form these type of sentences? Or y'all just stay with the simple sentences? Which y'all do?
I do.
I do a mixture of both.
You do both? Okay, good. You have to be able to form compound sentences, right? That's gonna help you to write more mature in your writing, okay? So you have to be able to use the conjunction properly. Let me give you another example. So number 2, he made, speaking of blind Blake, he made many contributions. He made many contributions to younger musicians for he musicians. For
Excuse me,
he,
Mr. Petit, is blind Blake a real guy?
I think so, you know.
I was about to ask about
so.
that.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
I
he
think so.
is.
I think so.
Yes, he is.
And what is the ukulele?
You don't know the ukulele is?
Ukulele is like a mini guitar.
Yeah, the mini guitar. Yeah. He opened doors that probably would still have been closed. As you can see, the sentence is much longer, right? Much longer. It's still one sentence, but what type of sentence is it? What type of sentence is it?
A run-on.
Compound sentence.
Not a run-on.
Compound sentence.
It's a compound sentence. How do we know it's a compound sentence?
And I'm Mr. Petit. Sorry for being late.
Good night. Why do we know it's a compound sentence?
It has a conjunction and 2 verbs. And
It has-
2 sentences.
Yes.
it has a conjunction, which is 4, and it combines 2 independent clauses. So these 2 sentences could stand on their own. He made many contributions to the younger musicians, Can that sentence stand on its own?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Of course it can. And then he opened doors that probably would have still been closed. Can that stand on its own?
Yes.
So
Yes, that could stand on its own. So, but we combine them into one sentence, and that's why we call it a compound sentence. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense?
sir.
That make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the other ones. So we have simple sentences and we have compound sentence. Let's go to the complex sentence. Complex sentence. Okay, so I want to keep this. I'm gonna move the heading so we can have enough space to write. Y'all supposed to be finished with that heading, so that should be good. Now let's move on to complex sentences. So complex sentences, let me keep this in purple. So quick review. Simple sentences only have 1 clause, 1 main idea. Compound sentences has 2 clauses, but both of them are independent clauses, right? And they are connected by using a conjunction. That's very important. Simple sentences, 1 independent clause. Compound sentences, 2 independent clauses connected by a conjunction. Now, complex sentence is different. So complex sentences contain
Mr. Pett, is number 3 supposed to be by complex sentences?
Supposed to be. But it's supposed to be, and I suppose a number 1, 2, and 3, but I'm not gonna do that. Contain 2 or more. Now, people usually confuse compound and complex sentence, but you can't confuse them. People usually confuse compound and complex sentence. Do not confuse these two. I can show you the difference. So, complex sentences, they are sentences with 1 main idea. Please pay attention to this one. Compound sentences has 2 or more main ideas. Complex sentences have 1 main idea or clause, so 1 independent clause, right? That is also known as the independent or principal clause. When we say clause, we just mean it's just that sentence that could stand on its own, right? The independent clause is just that sentence that could stand on its own. Doesn't need anybody help, right? So it has 1 independent clause or principal clause. And 1, this is very important, and 1 or more dependent clauses, right? So that's how we know a complex sentence. Now, what do we mean by dependent clause? Dependent clause just mean it's a sentence that can't stand on its own, right? It's a phrase that can't stand on its own. So complex sentences, it has 1 main idea, which we call it the independent clause, and it has 1 or more dependent clauses, which means with these dependent clauses, they can't stand on their own, all right? But that is different from compound sentences, because compound sentences, 2 or more independent clauses, they could stand on their own. All we do is we combine them with a conjunction. But with complex sentences, this is 1 independent clause, and it could have 1 or more dependent clauses. That means stuff that depends on it. All right. So let me give you an example. Okay, it's very clear. Let me give you an example. Number one, we can say Blind Blake found steady employment at the Royal Victoria Hotel, where he spent 30 years entertaining tourists. Now, what are we looking for in this sentence? We are looking for what? The independent clause, and we are looking for the dependent clause. We're looking for that independent sentence that stands on its own, and then we're looking for the dependent phrase that cannot stand on its own. And so that's how we know we're dealing with a compound sentence. So here, right now, I'm gonna highlight this. This part is the independent clause. It could stand on its own. How do we know that? It says literally, Blind Blake found steady employment at the Royal Victoria Hotel. Cannot stand on its own. Cannot sentence stand on its own by itself.
Yeah.
So
Cannot stand on its own. Blind Blake found steady employment at the Royal Victoria Hotel.
Yes, it can.
Cannot stand on its own.
Yes, sir.
Yes. But the next part, notice it didn't say and or but or for. They say where, as another indication that you know you're dealing with a dependent clause. They usually start off with where. Okay, so where he spent 30 years entertaining tourists. Is that a sentence? Where he spent 30 years entertaining tourists. Is that a sentence on its own? On its own now?
No, sir, that's a dependent clause.
Exactly, it's a dependent clause. But when I combine it with the first part, it makes sense, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So that means that the second one that I've highlighted needs the first one. So that's why it's a dependent clause. So when I combine an independent clause, which is a statement that could stand on its own by itself, with a dependent clause, I created a complex sentence. Okay. So complex sentence is found when you have an independent clause and you combine that with a dependent clause. So Blind Blake found steady employment at the Royal Victoria Hotel, where he spent 30 years entertaining tourists. Do you all understand what I'm explaining?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else need me to explain it again? You don't understand what I'm saying? Let me know if you understand. Before I move on to compound complex.
Could explain it again, please?
I understand.
Okay. So what I'm saying is for the complex sentence, you know you're dealing with a complex sentence because it's gonna have one main idea or one independent clause, and then it's gonna have a dependent clause, which means it's gonna have one main idea that could stand on its own, or one sentence that could stand on its own, and the other part is not gonna be able to stand on its own, right? So,
Stop. Are you ready for a quiz?
You say you're ready for a quiz. So, I hope you don't fail my grade exercise, which coming soon. Oh wow, it's 8:40. Oh wow. Blind Blake steady found employment at the Royal Victoria Hotel. That sentence could stand on its own. Blind Blake found steady employment at the Royal Victoria Hotel. That could stand on its own, right?
Yes, sir.
But where he
Yes,
spent
sir.
30 years entertaining tourists, that can't stand on its own. It's a dependent clause. All right.
Nobody would understand if you say where he spent, because who is he?
Exactly. More than that, exactly. But more, it's not really the pronoun that's the problem. Starting the sentence off with where is the problem. That's the problem right there. Like where, although, yeah, those stuff. they you can't if you start a sentence off with that, then it's a dependent clause. Okay, next, last but not least is the complex or compound complex sentence. No color. So yeah, last but not least, compound complex sentence. Now, compound complex sentence, to be honest, is just basically a combination of compound and complex sentence, like literally as the name suggests, right? So when you have a compound complex sentence, that's when you combine a compound sentence and a complex sentence. This is when you're really good, like when you're really an expert, like you're really good. Then you could do these type, okay, of sentences. So these sentences, that's when people will be getting A's in their exam, be like, how they get A's in the exam? Because they know how to write compound complex sentences. Compound complex sentences have two or more main or independent clauses. So they have two or more independent clauses, just like the compound sentence. Remember, compound sentences have two or more independent clauses, right? But they also added on top of that, and one or more dependent clauses. So it's basically a combination of compound and complex sentence. Let me give you an example. Blind Blake wrote numerous songs, yet many foreign producers, managers, and related professionals who preyed on artists over the Caribbean registered some of these songs as their own. Okay, so now let's break down this particular sentence. So Blind Blake wrote numerous songs, yet many foreign producers, managers, and related professionals who preyed on artists over the Caribbean registered some of these songs as their own. Okay, so let's find the independent clauses. So independent clause meaning it could stand on their own. So Blind Blake wrote numerous songs. Is that an independent clause? Can that stand on its own? Yes.
Yes.
That's one independent clause. You see the yet, right? The yet is the conjunction. So many foreign producers, managers, and related professionals, right, registered some of these songs as their own. Is that a complete sentence? Many foreign producers, managers, and related professionals registered some of these songs as their own. Is that an independent clause?
Yes,
Yeah, that could stand on their own. And then who preyed on artists over the Caribbean? Can that stand on its own?
No,
Yes,
sir.
Preyed
No,
on
sir. Yes, sir.
Who
No,
preyed?
sir.
Who
No,
preyed
sir.
on artists over the Caribbean? Cannot stand on
No,
its own.
sir. It's a dependent.
No, sir.
No.
Sir.
No, that can't stand on its own. So that's a dependent one. So we see that this sentence is made up of two independent clauses. The one I have in red, right? And one dependent clause. But it all come together to make sense. Blind Blake wrote numerous songs, yet here's the conjunction. Many foreign producers, managers, and related professionals who preyed on artists over the Caribbean registered some of these songs as their own. So it all come together to make a complete thought, but it's still one sentence. All right. All right, so that's a compound complex sentence. All right. Do y'all understand this at least a little?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know it's a lot to take in one sitting, but
Yes, sir.
we're gonna do an exercise to kind of clear things up. Anyone finish writing this down? If you finish writing this down,
Yes, sir.
No,
Finish
sir.
writing
No,
No, sir. Complex sentence. It's
If
a
it-
T.
if
I'm
it-
almost finished. I'm on complex.
all right, if you finish writing this
done.
down, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. If you finish writing this down, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. And then we're gonna do an exercise to basically,
Are we
Oh.
going to be writing the graded exercise in our books?
no, it's gonna be in the chat because we don't have enough time to do that. All right, so go ahead and write this down for me. All right, go ahead and write this down for me. Again, go ahead and write this down for me, please. Aiden, Bain, are you there, Aiden?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Taking a picture of the work.
Okay, good. Kanan, are you writing this down?
Mr. Petty, did you say that
Yes,
we're
sir. I on the second independent clause.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you say we're doing the graded exercise in the chat?
Yes, I did say that.
Can I take a screenshot of it, please?
Oh, well?
I would like to take a screenshot of it.
Oh, you wanna do it before? Yes, you can.
Mr. Petit, send the notes right now, right?
Send the notes right now. This is the grade exercise. Are y'all done with the notes or I need to go back?
You go back right quick.
Go back to the notes.
Go back to the notes, okay.
We writing this?
No, you don't write this down. You don't write this down, no.
You blind me just now with the answers. But
You only saw that. You saw nothing.
I saw every last one.
Boy,
Mr. Petit, I have a question.
go ahead.
When writing your paragraph, is this necessary to like always write fancy words, like big words in your paragraphs?
You want to have a variety. So
Variety of mixture.
variety, yeah, mixture. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't want to only write, remember now, the sentences I'll be telling you. If you write only compound complex sentences, that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. You have to have a mixture. So you have simple sentences, compound, complex, then simple. That you want to make it a variety. Okay, you don't just want to stick on one particular one. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And big words don't mean that they can mark it right. It have to make sense. So keep that in mind as well. What time is it? Because my phone is saying 8:47.
It's 8:50.
8:50.
I had to finish writing.
Okay.
You
It's
can
8.
put it back to the graded
I
exercise.
finished too.
Okay, put it back to grade exercise. Literally, my phone is saying 8:50, 8:47. I think because of all the messages. Okay, let's move on. So with this one, I want you to write simple. Don't put your answer inside the chat for me, please. Put your answer inside the chat. Write simple, compound, or compound complex for your answer. Write simple, compound, complex, or compound complex. All right. For these ones. I need readers. You know,
I would like to read Harmony.
no. I'm not gonna take any readers. I just remember. I want y'all to focus on answering the question. So I'm not gonna take readers. I just want y'all to focus on answering each question. I want y'all to get this right. So let me read them. Put your answers inside the chat for me, please. Number 1, it states that in New Providence, autumns don't bring much relief from the sweltering heat of the summer's unrelenting sun. In New Providence, autumns don't bring much relief from the sweltering heat of the summer's unrelenting sun.
Just put an answer.
Just put answers. Simple, compound, complex, or compound complex. B, to JD, this particular day, put it inside the chat. Put inside the chat. B, to JD, this particular day seemed hotter than July. To JD, this particular day seemed hotter than July. C, he could feel the sweat draining down the center of his back, and his white shirt began to stick to his skin. He could feel the sweat draining from the center of his back, and his white shirt began to stick to his skin. D, when he stopped for a moment under the shade of a royal poinciana, he allowed the little breeze that was passing quickly to blow on him and dry some of his sweat. D, when he stopped for a moment under the shade of a royal poinciana, he allowed the little breeze that was quickly passing by to blow on him and dry some of his sweat. E, JD placed Miss Corey's school bag on the dark, rich Fox Hill dirt, and he took his shirt out of his pants. Then lifting his arms and stretching them horizontally, he allowed the cool breeze to blow under his shirt and through his armholes. F, he closed his eyes. G, when he got to Sandlands, he was soaked again, but there was still some time left before visiting hours, so he stood under the fig tree and repeated his ritual. That must be a lot of heat. All right. I want compound, simple, compound, complex, or compound, complex. Liliana, what letter are you on? Liliana?
I on G.
You on G? Alex Delavo, what number you on? Alex Delavo, what number you on? Alex? I can't have him, Alex. Bianca Dantes, where's Bianca? Bianca Dantes, can you hear me? I can't have from Bianca. Brianna Moss, can you hear me? And Charlton, what letter you on?
Sir.
Yes, what letter you on?
Oh no, I'm putting it in the chat, but I already finished writing it.
Okay, no problem. Cordell Pratt, what letter are you on? Cordell Pratt, what letter are you on? Cordell Pratt. Destiny, what letter are you on? Destiny, what letter are you on? And Delvon Sands, what letter are you on? Delvon Sands, what letter are you on?
I on E.
You on
I on
E?
E.
You on E?
I on E.
E, okay. E, okay. Elcardo, where's Elcardo? Elcardo, can you hear me?
Hello?
Elcardo, can you hear me?
This is this is Alex. I was drinking some water. I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Alex, what letter are you on?
D.
You on D? Okay. Is there anyone who's finished? Is there anyone who's completed?
Me.
Trayvon?
am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay. Are y'all sure y'all getting these right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully.
100% or like 95% or like
95. I had an 89% shot.
89%? Okay. All right. Everyone can get number 1 wrong. Watch. In New Providence, autumns don't bring much relief from the sweltering heat of the summer's unrelenting sun. What is that?
Compound.
Compound sentence.
This is actually
I put complex.
Complex.
That's simple. Simple. That's simple.
simple.
I
Simple.
just say simple.
Why is it simple? Because if it was
That's the least
compound,
expected option.
no. If it was compound, you would have 2 sentences that could stand on its own. There's only one main idea. In New Providence, autumns don't bring much relief from the sweltering heat of the summer's unrelenting sun. That's only one main idea. We don't have different clauses. Someone have a question?
Did you get my notes?
Harmony? You send them to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, perfect. Anyone got number 1 right or A right?
I did.
I got it right.
Got it right? Where's Lamar? Where's Lamar? Lamar McKenzie, where are you, Lamar? I can't hear from Lamar. Sashnik, I think you're speaking, but I can't hear you. Okay. Let's move on to part B. To JD, this particular day seemed harder than July.
Simple.
Simple.
Simple, for sure, simple.
Simple.
Simple. How many persons got this one right? Simple.
I did.
I did.
Yeah, this is definitely simple. Simple.
I did.
Simple.
I did.
Oopsie. Oh boy. Erase. Let me erase this. Simple. Anyone? I know, right? Anyone else got this right? Simple.
I did.
Okay, if you got it right, please put a tick. And C, he could feel the sweat draining down the center of his back, and his white shirt began to stick to his skin.
Compound.
Compound, definitely compound. Definitely compound. Why compound?
That's an independent and a dependent clause.
It's connected with the conjunction and we have two independent clauses. Here he could feel the sweat draining the sentence back. That's one independent. And then the next one is his white shirt began to stick to his skin. That's another independent one. So we have two independents connected by a conjunction. That is a what? Compound. Did y'all get that right? Anyone got that right? Compound.
I got it right.
Yeah.
I did.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And D, when he stopped for a moment under the shade of the Ponciana, he allowed the little breeze that was passing quickly by to blow on him and dry some of his sweat.
Compound complex.
Compound complex.
I got complex for that.
Complex. When he stopped for a moment under the shade of the Ponciana. When he stopped for a moment under the shade of Ponciana, that's a what? That is a dependent clause, because that's not a complete sentence. When he stopped for a moment under the shade of a Ponciana, Royal Ponciana, that's definitely dependent. And then he allowed, he allowed the little breeze that was passing by to blow on him and dry some of his sweat. So that's a this is a independent clause. So you have a dependent clause combined
Use
with
the
a
bathroom, please.
independent clause. So that'll be what?
Complex.
Complex. Yeah, complex. Complex. All right. Where's Lamar? Lamar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting any of these right?
Excuse me?
Are you getting any of these right?
Yes, sir.
Did you get any of these
I get
wrong?
E. I get E. Definitely.
Did you get any of these wrong?
Yes, sir. I get A and B wrong.
What'd you put for B?
I put thing complex.
No, it's a one. Don't just because it's a comma, it's a complex. It's literally one main clause. To JD, this date seemed harder than July. Anyone got all right so far? Got all right so far.
Mr. Deacon, use the bathroom, please.
We almost go leave, Jesse.
Yes,
Joel.
ma'am.
Not yet. We almost go. We soon go. Okay, now on E. What y'all have for E?
Compound.
What it is?
Complex.
Compound complex.
Compound complex. All right. JD placed his Macquarie school buys on the dark, rich Fox Hill dirt. And he took his shirt out of his pants. Semicolon. Semicolon. I repeat, semicolon. I repeat, semicolon.
Semicolon. Roger that.
Then, lifting his arms and scratching them horizontally, he allowed the breeze to blow under his shirt and through his armholes. This is definitely compound. Because we combined two independent clauses together.
If I get lucky, I just guess these.
Compound. Compound. Anyone got this right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Indeed.
So this one is an independent clause. It can stand on its own. All right. He plays school by la la. And then lifting his arms. Then lifting his arms and scratching them horizontally, he allowed the cool breeze to blow. That is independent. So two independents come together. That give you compound. F. Everyone should get F. Everyone should get F.
Simple.
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 Simple. Simple. Very good. Simple. And if everyone should know what G is.
Excuse me, Mr.
Lex.
Perry.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Do I have to write this down?
No. Only answer in the chat. No, don't write it down.
Okay, all right.
All right, and G, when he
Thank you.
When he got the silence, he was soaked again, but there was still some time before visiting hours. So he stood on the fig tree and repeated his ritual. Okay, so this one, you see, when he got the silence, he was soaked again, but there was still some time left before visiting hours, so he stood under. Oh, when he got the silence, that's a dependent clause. When he got the silence, because it start off with when. So when he got the silence, he was soaked again. That's a dependent clause, right? Right? And then it says, yes, but there was still some time left before visiting hours. So, remember so? But there was still some time. This right here is a independent clause. But there was still some time left before visiting hours.
Mr. Petit, how is that able to stand on its own with but in front of it?
Okay, we don't include the but, if you want to be technical. There was still some time left before visiting hours, so that's not on that one. And so we don't include that. He stood under the fig tree and repeated his ritual. So what do we have? We have an independent, and a dependent. So that's definitely what?
Complex.
What is it?
Compound
Compound.
complex.
Compound.
Compound complex.
Compound complex. Anyone got that one right?
Yes.
I
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah.
did. I did.
How do y'all feel about this topic? Is it difficult, easy, medium?
Easy.
How do you feel?
Medium.
Some of them tricky.
And let me know about try and guess them.
Yeah, some of them tricky, kind of tricky, right? You just have to
This
pay
one,
attention. Say it again, Sashanik.
this one worked me hard. I get one right.
You only got one right?
Only F.
Only
It did wait here. I get but 2 or 3.
2 or 3? Yeah. So you just have to be careful with them.
I got
All right.
4 right.
Yeah,
All
one
right.
wrong.
Got one wrong. All right. All right. If you're ready,
I
send
get
in your
4
work.
right.
If you're ready, send in your work. You can leave. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Good night.
God's spell life.
Good
Take
night.
care, everyone.
Back to the notes, please, for a little bit, Mr.
Good night.
King.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night. Good
Enjoy
night.
your
Good night,
night.
Mr. Petit.
Likewise. Good night. Good night.
Petit.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night, Mr.
Excuse me, Mr. Fatigues.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
May you go back to the notes, please?
This is Alara.
Yes, sir.
What happened? Why didn't you take them earlier?
I was almost finished, but then you did change it to the work, so I didn't do the work before I finished the notes.
Oh, okay. You mean the English?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take a picture of this. So
I already found.
Good night.
good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
I missed the day.
Good night. Good night. You took a picture of it already, Alara?
Yes, sir.
You got it? But
Yes, sir.
you have to write it down in your book and send it to me, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Say it again, Trayvon. Say- Okay, okay. What you saying, Trayvon?
I said I didn't get it earlier because my internet was freaking out. And
Okay,
that's what I was trying to tell you earlier.
okay. You got it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. The rest of you have a wonderful evening. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.